Deze week in Lembourgeois. Parijse kunsthandelaren bereiden zich voor op TFAF Maastricht. We zijn hier in de kunstwijk van Parijs. In het 6e arrondissement, vlakbij de Seine. Hier in de Rue de Seine, hier om de hoek. Rue des Beaux-Arts, allemaal galeries. We bezoeken de allerbeste en die bereiden zich voor op de beurs van het jaar, TFAF Maastricht. De L'Art en Seine galerie zit in de Rue de Seine. Vous êtes dans le métier des meubles.
Des meubles.
Design.
Absolument. Art déco,
oui.
Art décoratif des années 30, particulièrement Jean-Michel Franck, Giacometti, Ruhlmann, qui vont être exposés pendant la TFAF, le mobilier de cette époque-là.
Et vous êtes ici dans ce quartier depuis quand?
30 ans.
Oh, ça fait longtemps.
Ça fait 30 ans
oui.
qu'on est dans le quartier. D'ailleurs, on a fêté l'année dernière, maintenant ça fait 31. On a fait une petite fête pour ça, c'était les 30 années de la galerie. Voilà.
Okay. Et c'est important pour vous d'être ici dans le quartier de l'art?
Bien sûr, parce que c'est toutes les réunions, comme vous avez vu, de toutes les galeries importantes qui se trouvent. Quand les clients ou les collectionneurs viennent à Paris, le premier quartier qu'ils voient pour choisir leurs meubles, pour choisir leur galerie, ils viennent dans ce quartier et ils ont tout à proximité, si vous voulez. C'est la zone importante des galeries. Comme dans tous les pays, il y a toujours une zone plus particulièrement. Mais à Paris, ici, tout Saint-Germain-des-Prés, c'est quand même très lié à cette spécialité des galeries. Voilà.
Et c'est important pour vous d'être là à Maastricht?
Absolument, c'est très très important. Et tous les collectionneurs attendent le moment où on fait cette foire et c'est vraiment important d'être là parce que c'est international comme vous le savez, puis c'est la plus grande foire avec le plus nombreux stands qu'il y a pour l'instant et tout dans le monde. Enfin je veux dire c'est 260 ou 280 stands selon les années, c'est quand même très très important, toutes spécialités confondues.
Et TFAF a maintenant dit qu'on va commencer 2 foires à New York, dans le printemps et dans l'automne. C'est l'idée. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire pour vous?
TFAF, tout le monde maintenant connaît. Et donc, le fait de l'importer, de l'exporter aussi, va permettre de grandir le nom encore plus internationalement qu'elle ne l'est aujourd'hui. Donc c'est ça qui est important. Je crois que vraiment c'est une très bonne idée qu'a eu TFAF de continuer, et surtout à New York où c'est le marché est, à mon avis, le plus énergique au monde à l'heure actuelle, et le plus chaud, exactement. Non, c'est une très très belle idée.
Anthony Meyer, al 19 jaar op TFAF, zit in een kleine galerie in de Rue des Beaux-Arts.
So,
it looks here, in fact, a little bit smaller than in your booth in Maastricht, no?
I have 56 or 58 square meters in Maastricht. I have 45 here.
Okay.
So
that's correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very big difference. It's the only place I have space is in Maastricht. So this is just an accumulation of all the pieces that are going to go to TFAF. And there's
all these pieces?
Well, all of these are going, but there are many more coming.
How long you are situated here?
I've been in business 35 years. Yeah. This is my 35th anniversary, and here we arrived here in 1985.
It's really a niche, I think.
It started out, everybody made fun of me when I started out, yes. Everybody said you're going to die, you're going to go bankrupt, you're going to starve, because nobody's interested in oceanic art. And Oceanic art had been of interest before the Second World War, but not after. African art became the big thing. And when I started in 1980, there was 85. There was nobody,
Okay.
and or maybe a couple of private people, but there was no real action on the market. Nobody was showing Oceanic art. Nobody was really doing catalogs. And I started all of that, and I made myself into a very big fish in a very small pond. And over the years, people have joined, and I have a lot of very serious and good competition. So now I'm a much smaller fish in a much bigger pond. So.
You say it's your office, but I have the idea it's also part of the gallery.
Yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
this is what we call in dealer jargon the killing room. This
Oh.
is where the deals get put down.
Yeah.
This is where we come with the clients where we want to discuss things quietly and look at the pieces quietly, but not be disturbed by visitors downstairs
Yeah.
or the ringing phones or whatever. And so people can come up here, and of course, pieces go from here down to the gallery, from the gallery up to here.
And now you see that they come with really new ideas at TEFAF in Maastricht with the new entrance and another situation on the floor.
Yep,
and,
the floor plan has been redesigned.
and with two new fairs in New York. What do you think? What happens? Or
Well,
does it shake?
it's a nice way to shake the tree, to see where the nuts fall, and we're trying to make the nuts fall in a different pattern, changing things. And so I think that the move to open up in New York is extraordinarily intelligent, given the fact that the times have changed and one has to change with the times. And I think the New York venture is extraordinarily positive, and it's not only brave, it's necessary. We have a situation here in Europe, not to describe a catastrophe, but most Americans are not coming to continental Europe that much anymore. They're basically going to, let's say, the United Kingdom, basically to England.
Not only for the art, but in general.
Well, I think in general, yeah. I mean, we see I'm sure there are lots of Americans coming to Europe, but they're not as many as before, and we don't see them walking the streets anymore, coming into the galleries, as we call passing trade. There's no street traffic anymore here. And the American clientele has always been a very, very, and I will repeat the third time, very important part of our business.
You can know that.
I know that I'm half of them.
And what kind of consequence it can have for TEFAF in Maastricht?
I don't think it will have any bearing on TEFAF in Maastricht other than make the dealers who do go to New York much happier. Because it will extend the power of Maastricht.
De Applica Prazon Galerie is te vinden in de Rue de Seine. And what is your specialization?
We are mono-specialists. We only deal with the so-called French post-war, the Second School of Paris. Those artists, mainly abstract painters, some surrealists, but mainly abstract, who worked in Paris after the Second World War. And basically we would cover a large list of 33 painters who worked in Paris between 1945 and 1965.
Yeah.
Vieira da Silva, Nicolas de Stael, Pierre Soulages, Serge Polyakov, Riopelle, those are the most important ones, Fautrier, and altogether a list, Zawuki, a list of 30 painters approximately.
And how is the market these days?
It's been very good last year. 2015 has been probably our best year ever. We don't quite know what this year will be. This is only early in the year, and TEFAF will give us the right sound of the market. So we are really looking forward to see how things will start there.
Well, you are installed in Paris, and do you feel something of all all the shit happens in Paris? Is that bad for your business, or it doesn't work like that?
Well, first of all, it's very bad for everybody
Yeah.
living in Paris, visiting Paris. That was really a drama back in November. And the overall activity, economy in France has been impacted, and that's for sure, no doubt about it. As far as we are concerned, specifically, our activity is more internationally orientated than purely locally, thanks to the fair, thanks to TEFAF. So we would not be that much dependent on local events. That I will be bringing those two fantastic paintings, which each of these two paintings are the very heart of what we do. As I told you, we are more abstract than surrealist, with a few exceptions. That painting from André Masson was a surrealist painter, although he was the father, or was considered to be the father of the American Expressionism, abstract Expressionism, but his substance is surrealist. This painting is a painting which he executed back in 1944-1945, when he was still in the US during the war. It's a portrait of Rose Maclès, Rose Masson. She was the wife of André Masson. And well, it's everything you can dream of when you would like to, envisage an important Masson painting.